And welcome back. You know, children getting off a school bus ought to be safe. They ought to expect to be safe. Look at this. This child actually nicked by that car, not seriously hurt. You know, big, bright yellow school buses with a stop sign, flashing lights. Unfortunately, this happens every day. Larry Duncan, president of the Dallas County School Board, which provides bus and other services to DISD in a lot of districts throughout Dallas County.
All 14 in Dallas County.
Yeah, and that's what the mission is. You don't actually operate schools, you operate services to the
Services, transportation, technology, anything in the way of infrastructure.
Right, and we'll see on the side of those yellow buses, Dallas County Schools.
Absolutely.
Right. And on every one of those every bus, there are cameras installed
There
now?
are cameras on every bus, and by our program, we have reduced the number of violations by 25%. If you run the stop arm and threaten our kids, we'll have a video and you'll get a citation for $300.
Right, right. And that citation is something like a red light violation, but you can also get cited in person. If there happens to be a police officer in the area who witnesses this, it's an even more serious violation. It's a criminal violation.
If a police officer witnesses it, it can be up to $1,000 fine the first time, and it's a felony the second time. But we can't put a cop on every bus.
Right.
Right. So 2,000.
Right. This is a good way to kind of what the military would call a force multiplier. Putting those cameras on, somebody watches the video, you get the license plate, pretty good, solid, clear video. Get the plate and write the citation to the owner of the vehicle.
Right, and the main thing is it's working. The other thing, though, it's different than the other program you mentioned, is that we have a certified peace officer, a policeman, review every video before we send the citation.
Right, and the problem, though, at 25% reduction is pretty significant, but it is a problem that happens every day. How many times a day do you have to? How many citations a day are you sending out?
Well, in the 3 years we've done the program, we've sent out 92,000 citations.
Yeah. And there are some problem areas. You were kind enough to give us kind of a list here of what the worst areas are, and you look at a map, and in just about every case, looking on the map, these are very close to schools where kids are getting on and off the buses. It doesn't matter, even if it's in the neighborhoods away from the schools, still kids getting on and off the school buses.
Well, the kids aren't paying attention, especially when they're coming home. They're
kids,
ripping and running.
Right. Absolutely, yeah.
It's up to us adults. And I get so angry when I look at those videos and see the risk they're putting our kids in. Just to save a few minutes.
Right.
No place any of us are going are that important.
It takes probably to load on or offload, you're talking what, 6, 8, 10 kids getting off the bus. It's going to slow you down by a minute?
Well, at school it may be 50 kids getting off the bus.
Yeah.
But you still need to stop. It really doesn't matter, because the alternative is risking our kids.
Are the laws in Texas tough enough? I mean, the $1,000 fine if you're caught by a police officer is pretty serious.
Well, that's the maximum, and yes,
Yeah.
it is, but it's impractical to have a police officer on all 1,700 buses.
Yeah.
So that's where the cameras come in.
And today is kind of what you call the National Day of Reckoning. What's happening?
Okay, districts all over the country are reporting the number of violations that occur. Now, most of them have to rely on anecdotal reports from the drivers.
Right.
We've got every one of them. We know exactly what's happening.
Go through that video and take a look at it, and you can actually get a number of every violation.
Yes.
Pretty startling when you look at that video. Thanks very much, Larry Duncan. We appreciate it. We've got